is Francis Opila. Francis is a rain-struck, sun-loving poet. So, lucky today. Who lives in the Pacific Northwest. His work, recreation, and spirit have taken him into the woods, wetlands, rivers, mountains, and deserts. His poems have appeared in Cirque, Clackamas Literary Review, Wayfinding, Windfall, and additional other journals. His book, A Conference of Prose, is his debut collection of poetry, and more of his creative work can be found at his website, francisopilia.com. Here is Francis.
Thanks, Mark, and thanks to the Salem Poetry Project for allowing me to be here tonight and to share with you. So, I'm going to be reading from my book, Conference of the Crows, which was just published a few months ago. And I want to, there's a number of people that really helped with my poetry over the years and with getting this book together. And I wanted to thank them, including Sherry Levine. So I'm going to start with a little announcement. We are gathered on the land of the Kalapuya, who today are represented by the Confederated Tribes of the Grand Ronde and the Confederated Tribes of Salem Indians, whose relationship with this land continues to this day. We offer gratitude for the land itself, for those who have stewarded for generations, and for the opportunity to be in community on this land. And I'm going to start with a love poem, and it's titled as Moth on the Sunshine Coast, BC. Sunshine Coast is just kind of on the mainland, just north of Vancouver. And there's a tree that we call the Pacific Madrone that you're probably familiar with the peeling bark and stuff. And in British Columbia, they call it arbutus. So it showed up in this poem. Moth on the Sunshine Coast, BC. The brown spots on your wings camouflage in knots of pine, the dark walls of the cabin. You are hidden from light and passion. Knowing your hunger, I wait for you to leave, but watch only your stillness. Finally, I guide you with bare hands toward the open window, grasp your delicate wings so gently. Yet clouds of moth dust scatter on the windowsill. You flutter into the black night, drawn to the silver moon who steals behind a veil of clouds. In the morning, I awake early. You are no longer here, off somewhere in the frigid forest. Arbutus and western red cedar, winds of emerald and moss, great clouds enfold beyond. I open the screen to look for you, but only the gold dust of your wings remains, spilled like incense in a shrine. Thank you. This next poem is called The Three-Legged Coyote. And I'm going to play some flute after the poem. So the flute is really, the song is really part of the same thing as the poem. And it was quite a few years ago, maybe about 20 years ago, I was bird watching with a friend at Ankeny National Wildlife Refuge, which is just south of Salem here. Probably a lot of you have been there. And it was January, and it was cold, and it was that afternoon slanting sun that just really made the colors really vibrant. And we saw a three-legged coyote. And here we have it. Three-legged coyote, Canis latrans. At the edge of the winter marsh, she prances on 3 legs, front left stump dangling. Her lush tawny coat streaked black and crimson, tail bushy, her frame full, muscles flexed, ears raised. She glides among the rushes and sedges. Her keen eyes trace the world of mellards, shovelers, green-winged teals, widgeons, and buffleheads, searching for one with broken wing or fallen to some avian disease. She disregards the peregrine streaking above, the eagles perched in the cottonwoods. Only we see her, flicker of ear, steam of warm breath, glint of canines, subtle grin. The wind turns from the north, late afternoon sun sinks, clouds dip in rows. She's gone. Her ghost howls in frigid fog. So a lot of my poems are about critters, as you may be starting to notice. And here's one, making mountains out of molehills. Let me tout his praises, aerating the soil, turning the earth, controlling those bug pests. Yes, Townsend's mole, North America's largest. I found one some time ago in my window well, his snout and feet naked, his rotund being covered with velvety black fur as luscious as a black bear's. I thought my cat might want a treat, but I took pity on that rodent, and my shovel gently guided him to dirt, where he swam away in 3 seconds. Just when I was touting his praises, just then he arrived in my yard and had a field day, which turned into a field week, which lasted all summer, making those proverbial molehills. I tried not to be angry. Who could be angry at such a beautiful, ugly creature who primarily eats worms and bugs, who only supplements his diet with the succulent vegetable roots of my garden? Alas, I shuffled off the dirt. I stomped on the ridges above his tunnels. I cussed, but only under my breath, since I was outwardly touting his praises and figured I was above my neighbor who tried to spear his little ass with a sharp saber. One night, was it a dream? I found myself outside of a borrowed shotgun, oblivious to the grace of the summer moon, waiting to unload one deadly blow on that dreaded vermin. Thank God for time. For time is what it took to let this damn furry beast ride off into the sunset. Or was it the winter rains? Let's see. I'll do another. So there's I didn't start writing poetry, much until about 15 years ago, maybe. And, I came in through Rumi, and the mystical poetry of Rumi, and then Mary Oliver, and then it kind of expanded into various other poems. So this is one that's, it's after Mary Oliver's There is a Place Beyond Ambition. I'll read Mary Oliver's poem. There is a place beyond ambition. When the flute players didn't think of what to say next, they laid down their pipes. Then they laid down themselves beside the river and just listened. Some of them, after a while, jumped up and disappeared back into the busy town. But the rest, so quiet, not even thoughtful, are still there, still listening. Flute player by the Sheep's River. I am still there, listening to rapids running to their place, to the sun rising over the ridge, the silence of high-desert blue rock, thermals gathering waves on which red-tailed hawks surf and cavort, the riven columns of basalt cliffs, rocks broken off centuries ago, today tell stories of ice and floods, of lives gone and now resung. I open to the sandy earth, black beetles, wild grass singing, elderberries, old cottonwoods, the broken branch, pith gone, hollow. The river breeze sings, plays the flute. My breath rides there as if it were my own. The canyon wren answers, a descending verse of melodic beads, cascading unhurriedly to the river's flow, where the shimmer of many moons echoes across the water. Conference of the Crows. As dusk settles over the urban canopy, we gather in that lively old oak. All my aunts, uncles, nieces, nephews, the grandbirds, hundreds of us. Do you ever wonder what it is we talk about? Conversation a bit raucous and bold, all about the day's travels, the views, mountain peaks, snowfields, cloud fields, urban sprawl, wetlands, mobbing that horrid hawk on the forest fringe, playing chicken in the road, you should have seen my brother. Sky fight between eagle and osprey, and how I got the fish. All the gory guts, scrumptious carry-on, dumpster diving for McDonald's fries, cheese puffs on the roadway, pizza crust, that watermelon spitting out them seeds. Raided the squirrel's nut catch, did you? That's where I'm flying in the morn. Where did you get that foul cigar butt? Oh, grace for Cowie's broken wing. She may not carry on, but we love her so. Who's willing to sit with her tomorrow? Yes, many. Her soul dwells in us all. How do you pray in a murder of crows? Sometimes it's call and response. Sometimes we wail with heartache. Sometimes we follow the woodpecker's drum. Sometimes we bow our heads. Feel the breeze. My glossy violet black quivers with desire for my celestial black mate. Our fling of spring last, our nest high in the great cedar. As the moon rises, we settle. We preen each other, snuggle on the branches of that old oak. We watch as Owl begins her night mission. They say she is wise, but she's no match. Our great-great-grandbird tells a bedtime story. A long, long time ago, when crows were white and men were few, wild animals reigned over the earth. Hunting was harsh. Then a great storm arose, lightning leapt, vast fire surged. Smoke turned crows black, rain blessed the northwest. Great air descended from the stars and gifted crows their magic. Men multiplied, foraging became easy, and so it was. And so we drift into the dream world, our roost for the night, that ancient oak. You may wonder, how does one rebel in a murder of crows? Hell if I know. So, I do one more, maybe?
You got all kinds.
I'll do one more and then I'll play some flute. And, okay, this is one that came forth from my introverted self. Even though I can still be up here and talk, I am actually quite introverted. And it's called If People Were All Trees. And there's an epigraph from Georgia O'Keeffe in 1921. I wish people were all trees, and I think I could enjoy them then. You laugh gently in the breeze, your white puffs float by. I wander amid your clan of black cottonwoods along the meandering river. I stop and listen to your kin. Mountain aspens in autumn sing bright yellow ballads of generations gone. Moss-covered big-leaf maples spread winged seeds on windy afternoons. Pinon pines bestow nuts to jays, shrubs of the high desert, gods of the mesa sun. Ancient redwoods dressed in gnarled bark reach for blue above the Pacific mist. I could perform this dance with 1,000 living trees in 1,000 wild worlds. What tree would I be if I joined this family? Would I stay where I was planted? Would I endure the thirst of drought and the singe of fire? What love would my roots touch? What songs would the wind play in the hollows of my old age? Maybe this river will gather all our broken branches, carry us to the great ocean where, scrubbed by salt tides and sea kelp, I could taste all these worlds. So I'm going to close with a flute piece. So my books are for sale. They're $15. And I have 3 readings coming up in Portland. If anybody wants another taste.
And what are those 3 readings?
Head for the Hills on August 30th. September 14th at Salem Argyle, which is in Kenton in North Florida, at Diane's house. And then October 16th at Annie Bloom's. I'm reading with Dale Chapman at that.
Excellent. Wasn't that terrific? Thank you very much, Francis, for coming out. So we're going to take a short break here. If you want to read, sign up on the reading list, open mic list.